she got dirty. It didn't even happen at the racetrack. On the trailer, on the way to the racetrack, filthy. So, washed it up for nothing. But anyway, last weekend was EYB, or 2 days ago, whatever it was. It was a good time. Car did great. Had 2 issues. First one, mechanical, nothing crazy, but it took us out a little early on Sunday. This was a 2-day event, so all day Saturday night, and then Sunday. Sunday morning, I was doing a bolt check on the front end because this thing still likes to come loose, even though everything's Loctited. It makes a lot of creaking noise. I'm assuming this is just how these big angle kits are. I don't know. But tie rod pickups were not like falling off loose, but had a little slack in them. So I was tightening those up, and I noticed I had an oil leak. Oil leaks coming from, looks like the sandwich plate of the MMR oil cooler sandwich plate. I think it's one of the AN lines, and it may be stripped. I didn't put them on that tight, but when I was trying to tighten this one up at the track, it would get tight, and then it would get loose. So I'm thinking it's stripped. I couldn't really get to it. I could take the alternator off, and I wasn't going to go through all that at the track for the last couple of hours. So I noticed it in the morning. It was a slow kind of weep. Really wasn't dripping that fast. It was just kind of a drop every 2 minutes or so. You get a drop of oil. So we ran it like that for the morning, and I kept monitoring it, checking the oil. Oil level was fine. I did add about half a quart throughout that day, just really mostly in the morning. Put about a quarter of a quart in there, and then just kept topping it off a little bit here and there. I think it was leaking more under load and with the oil thinned out, being hot, and then spinning it to 7,400 RPM or whatever the thing goes to. I think it was leaking a little bit more on track. But I didn't want to risk it and risk the engine with the line possibly completely failing. So I just killed the set of tires that was on there and then called it an early day, because it started to, it was when it was at idle and warm, it was, like I said, once every 2 minutes you'd get a drip or so. It started getting to be about, once every 30 seconds or so you'd get a drip. So it was coming pretty quick. So anyway, called it an early day, packed up. I couldn't get the car on the trailer because the trailer was blocked in by a big ass car show. But that was the car's mechanical failure. We didn't have another failure, but we did have an incident. Nothing crazy, but it gives us some more work, some more content. So hey, here it is. So I'm gonna try to get some footage of it. I may throw it in here, or I may just... Either way, what happened is we got into a big tandem line on Saturday night, like right at the end of the night. It was gonna just be me and my buddy Kim, just the two of us, and they had a three-man tandem in front, and they were like, "Oh, you guys want to go 5?" And we're like, "Sure, well, we'll go 5." Well, what happened on the last, or I guess second to last corner? These guys, I guess, were on the last corner. But we were still coming around the second to last corner. We had a spin, or almost a spin, and those guys all checked up real hard. So I had to check up, but Kim was still in the kind of the accelerating zone of the last corner. So as he's coming through and then letting off, he just didn't have enough time to stop. And so he just slid, his wheel hit the quarter panel. And really, when I was in the car, it didn't feel like a whole lot. I mean, like obviously felt it, but it wasn't like, oh man, that was a really hard hit. I guess because this thing weighs, 4,000 pounds. But I got out and I immediately went to go look for it. And I get out of the car and, it's nighttime. So I'm thinking he hit like, back here near the wheel. And so I get out of the car and I get out, picture getting out of the car, you're looking down, and I kind of swing this way and I totally miss it. And I go around here and I look and I'm like, oh, there's nothing. And then as I'm coming back this way, I'm like, oh no. So, plan is over the next couple of days, pull this interior out and get behind here, because it's really just, it's hollow. Like if there's nothing back there. So there's really no structure. The structure's in here and then up around here. But this is all just kind of emptiness in there. There's really nothing in there, it's just sheet metal. So I'm gonna get behind there, push it out, basketball, football, hand, boards, whatever. Push it out, and then we'll work the metal from the outside. I think the hardest part about fixing this thing is gonna be keeping this body line through here, which you can still see it. This is the first time I've ever had to mess with anything like this significant as far as like fixing a dent. So this, luckily, is plastic. So barring there's no cracks, it should kind of pop back out and retain its original shape. The lower side skirt's not even damaged. I think one of the clips is broken. That's about it. So we've got some work to do, but in true Mike fashion, I filmed nothing of the event. I don't know why. I just wanted to chill and hang out and have some fun. So the plan is to have our good friend Carl, who's at every event, doing media stuff. He comes out without fail and makes killer edits all the time. He's also got a YouTube channel where he's got some Japanese cars. He's super into kind of like the more obscure stuff that you don't see or hear about every day. So he's got some interesting stuff. His daily driver is like a Honda van, but it's a Japanese, it's right-hand drive. I know nothing about it, so don't quote me, but it is pretty cool. Like, it lays down flat, you can fit all kind of stuff in it. Anyway, it's like a minivan, if that makes any sense. But anyway, he has a YouTube channel. I'm gonna link it in here. But he is gonna put together just kind of like a 2 or 3 minute edit of the entirety of the weekend. Like, we'll try to focus on, my car as far as the driving and stuff goes, but I'm kind of giving him free rein just to show you guys kind of like the vibe of the weekend. So that'll be right after this. I don't think there's anything else that I have to tell you guys other than I hope you enjoy the video that Carl comes up with, and that if you do like it, you give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content, fixing the Mustang, doing the additional mods that come down the road, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one. So, peace.